Lately I've been experimenting a lot with lights and light setups, especially since I started product photography, but also since I want to level up my own production value in these videos. And in this one we'll experiment with a new light system from iFootage. It's app controlled, and for the very first time my girlfriend was actually excited about my new camera gadgets.
Oi, så kul!
I'll be making a few different light scenes and setups from home and show you how I made them. From the bedroom that I've been filming from in the last couple of videos to a brightly lit setting in the living room. And then the big challenge, how I made this tiny room, mostly used for storage and dumping area, into this, a multi-use creative space. All with the help from iFootage lights and their smart SPIDERCRAB system. Perfect for a tiny filming studio like mine, or any studio for that matter. If you want a YouTube studio from home but have limited space, you should definitely stick around. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic. What gear are we going to use? First, a big thanks to iFootage for sponsoring this video. I've been using their gear for years and they make some solid and very useful camera accessories, as we are about to see. I've tried other lights for my studio before but never really found the right ones. Until now. Let's start with the smallest light, the HL1C4. They are RGB, which is cool, and particularly useful to change background colors in a tiny YouTube studio, as you can see here. They also work very well to distract other members of the household, especially with the light effects, and to liven up dull parties. As any good small RGB light, they're also magnetic. For $49 a piece with their entertainment value, I think it's a great investment. Then there's the Anglerfish SL160DN. A small, very portable light. It's the one I'm using right here with the 60cm lantern. This light is 70 watts and produces 12,200 lux at 1 meter. For a small YouTube setting, it's the perfect light, and it's only $189. iFootage also sent me 2 of these SL1 220DNs. I've used them for product photography for those crisp all-white background shots. They're 220 watts and produces 42,000 lux at 1 meter. A lot of lux for you right there. And I'm sure we'll find a nice setting where we can put all those luxes to work, like lighting up my whole living room. All these lights can be controlled from an app that is very intuitive and easy to use. You basically have full control in the palm of your hand. In the app you can also create individual projects for the different settings you may have. Then I got these extra accessories that I think will be particularly useful in my small studio. The SPIDERCRAB system. Perfect to attach to the ceiling in my small studio. And that's how I filmed these top-down shots you've already seen. I got 3 of these pipe clamps, 4 MA56 arms and a longer SA32 telescopic arm. It's a quick connect system which makes it fast and effective to swap between different accessories you want to attach to the arms. I think the SPIDERCRAB system is a perfect match for any studio, big or small. Now let's put those lights to the test. I connected all 5 to the app and started experimenting. First out is the 220DN as our main light on a softbox placed slightly to my side. The second light is the 60DN pointing to the wall behind me. By turning off the main lights, you get this effect and can make silly silhouettes. Or perhaps an anonymous interview. Maybe I could do more of those silhouettes and add to my stock video portfolio. I think that's a good idea actually. The second 220DN was placed 90 degrees to my side and helped separate me from the background. And for variation I used the 2C4 RGB lights in the background as a creative touch. Very cool when you can just sit there and adjust the colors with the app. I must admit, these small RGB lights are my favorite so far. When lights work so well from the phone, it's really fun to play around and be creative with. And you can make all the adjustments from where you are sitting to see what works directly. Now let me show you the first place I use for filming these videos, using only 3 lights and the SPIDERCRAB system, the bedroom. And don't get any clever ideas. This is a minimal and quite affordable setup. I think the Anglerfish RGB lights are $49 a piece, and this one is, yeah, a nice little setup you can be creative with. And in front of the desk I have the SPIDERCRAB arms and monopod. So you can basically just latch onto whatever it is that you are latching onto, like a tripod or in this case the monopod. And when we see down here, that's the Cobra monopod, and the base plate. So for small studios like mine, this is absolutely fantastic. It's going to make a huge difference as opposed to using that tripod. Hardly any floor space is needed for this, and it's my go-to setup when filming around the house. Next setting. Since I got two of these bigger 220DNs, I wanted to try them out in my living room. It's quite dark outside this time around in good old Norway, and I wanted to see if I could light up the whole living room for an evenly lit scene. Okay, here we are in the living room, and as you can see, I have some large windows behind me. It's not enough to evenly light up the whole living room. That's why we are going to use the two 220DNs with lanterns like this, to see if we can really light up this scene, make a bright and evenly lit scene here, and get some cool shots with the anglerfish lights. Let's go! The lights certainly lit up the whole living room, no problems at all. On the other hand, I didn't quite like the style for filming my own YouTube videos, but for the future, I know I have the right tools for it. Instead, I filmed a few clips of myself for my stock video portfolio. And that's a great idea, since stock footage of people doing various everyday stuff is in high demand. So, great tools for filming stock videos at home to earn some passive income. Now for the third setting and the big challenge in this video. How to make this tiny room into a functional multi-use creative space. Doesn't look like much at all, but I think once we get rid of all this stash camera gear that I just dump in here once I'm done using it, I think with the help of the iFootage lights and the camera accessories, we can turn this into a nice little YouTube studio, and that will also be my office. The room basically looks like this, with 3 doors and a window. And it's only 2.8 by 1.7 meters. To make it work as intended, I had to be really creative. The first thing that needs to be addressed is the window behind me. There. I need to be in full control of the light in this little room right here, so I have to block that. And the idea is to use these HL1C4 RGB lights from iFootage. I think these will give us a lot of creative options when it comes to lighting the background with different colors and set different moods or different scenes, and just have some variety in a tiny office space like this that will double as this YouTube studio. I also had to make a frame with a wooden plate on top that fit the window with the same colors as the wall. The spidercrab arms really came in handy to help me film behind the scenes. I attached a piece of construction wood to the ceiling and got to test the arms again to film more behind the scenes. They are surprisingly helpful for filming yourself, and I had to try the clamp on the paintbrush as well, since the room had to be repainted. And now it was certainly starting to look more like a studio setting. Wow. This looks so much better than this. I'm sitting here on the screen looking at the result. Wow. Wow. Okay, here, look at this effect. Wow. This is so cool. So you can lean back here. I have the vlog monster right in front of me. Everything is connected, the mic, the audio recorder, the monitor right here. It's on the base plate from iFootage, and the monopod is also from iFootage. Everything is iFootage. And I must say this is much better than I expected. Considering I had gone from this setup way back when, before eventually giving up on the whole project, turning the room into basically a storage space. But with the right tools and accessories from iFootage that gives you so much creative control, I made it work. Even better than expected. And I tried some different setups before eventually finding the sweet spot. This tiny room now turned into a multi-use creative space. How cool is that? And I'm particularly happy about those top-down shots I get from the desk behind me there. I just attached one of the lights in the room on the construction wood I have there, and the SA32 arm, the camera on there. Boom, I'm good to go. I also use this as my office now, and it's my filming space. So it went from this is before, as you have seen. And this is after quite the improvement, I would say. And it goes to show that you don't need a big fancy space and loads of gear to make your videos look a little bit cooler. You just have to be a little bit creative, and of course it helps with the excellent SpiderCrab system from IFOOTAGE and their lights, their app controlled lights. Right now I'm just using 3 lights. It's the SL160DN right here on a 60cm softbox and the 2 RGB lights over there. I think those might be my second favorite products. The favorite product is the MA56 arm with the pipe clamp. This is definitely going in my travel bag. It's perfect for traveling creators that needs to film themselves solo. Okay, before we wrap up this video, I just want to say that I've been wanting to make this space into a permanent YouTube setup / office / where I can film top-down shots for the longest time. I just didn't know how. So I hope this gave you some ideas on how you can do it yourself, because I think when you are presenting yourself online, when you are presenting your face online, it's very important to look professional, and you just need to be a little bit creative. I hope I gave you plenty of tips in this video, and I'll leave the links to all the gear in the description so you can check it out. And I highly recommend the SpiderCrab arms and those RGB lights. They're awesome. Right, that's it. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.